Yes, Samsung is doing good with the S26 Ultra. There are a bunch of new updates and some of those updates are really good. Although S25 Ultra is on a really good deal from Samsung, which you can avail from our prior listed in this video. Samsung is launching 3 different devices. Mainly the S26 Ultra is the star of the show. While a couple of people were confused about the processor, we got a new information about it as Samsung just revealed the Exynos 2600, the one people were worried about, but Samsung actually made it really good. We'll talk about which country will get this, but first let's talk about what we get on it. Exynos 2600 is Samsung's next generation flagship SoC built on a 2nm. With a clear focus on efficiency, sustained performance, and on-device AI rather than peak benchmark scores. The 2nm GAA process provides improved leakage control and power efficiency, which is especially important for the Galaxy S26 series given the physical constraints of slim, bar-type smartphones. Meanwhile, it comes with the 10-core CPU. Samsung claims up to 39% of CPU performance increase alongside improved efficiency. Graphics are handled by the new Eclipse 960 GPU, delivering roughly 2 times the compute performance of its predecessor and up to 50% improvement in hardware ray tracing, with generative AI performance reportedly improved by 113%. Overall, Exynos 2600 serves as a platform-oriented chip for the Galaxy S26 series, prioritizing efficiency, stability, and long-term scalability for AI and imaging features. There are a bunch of other details you can check, but the main question, are we going to see this on S26 Ultra? Simple answer, no. And if yes, according to the sources, it will only be available for South Korean market. Other parts of the world will be getting the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Meanwhile, this Exynos 2600 in S series is surely for one reason. Maybe there are other important reasons, but one main reason is to control the cost of the upcoming lineup. Samsung is already playing safe with the Galaxy S26 lineup and cutting edges, especially on the S26 base version. This surely helps to keep the cost in check, although some do suggest a price increase for the S26 series. Now, let's see the difference between the S26 Ultra and S25 Ultra. Let's see the difference between the Galaxy S26 Ultra versus S25 Ultra from spec sheet to see the difference. From display to design, Samsung has changed a bunch of things on S26 Ultra. Even the first look of the S26 Ultra is out and we saw some visible changes in the S26 Ultra. But recently, there is a source who shared a complete set of specs for the S26 Ultra in comparison to S25 Ultra. And looking at the specs, yes, there are some changes in it and some are really bad. So at the start, both devices were going to feature a 6.9 inches display. The change is in the display technology. S25 Ultra came with M13 while the S26 Ultra will be featuring the M14 panel. But the interesting thing is, S26 Ultra and S25 Ultra both are featuring the same 2600 nits of peak brightness, despite using the new technology on S26 Ultra. The processor is obvious, Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, which got more details in it than just a simple change. And the list also shows a 12 gigs of RAM and 16 gigs of RAM. Well, this is where things got different. S26 Ultra is featuring a 16 gigs of RAM option, but only for limited markets. I mean, even source confirmed, China would be one of it where we can see a 16 gigs of RAM on S26 Ultra. Else, even the 1TB version will be seeing a 12 gigs of RAM across all models. Now the cameras, 50 megapixel is same, but the 3x 10 megapixel is seeing a change for next year. Did you notice something? The aperture is better on S25 Ultra compared to the S26 Ultra. Well, this is the downgrade I was talking about. Even he shared this spec sheet. Well, while I have more details about the 3x telephoto sensor, other cameras will be same. Now the battery is another thing. 5000 mAh battery, same on both phones. Well, some suggest 5200 seems a bit off now, so no battery change next year. But the charging speed is seeing a change next year. 45 watt on S25 Ultra and 65 watt on S26 Ultra. So finally, a change we want is here. He didn't mention a wireless charging update, but S26 Ultra is also going to see a wireless charging update from 15 watt to 25 watt. Another major change we have on S26 Ultra is it will come with a magnet in it. The thickness is also changed from 8.2mm to 7.9mm, which is another plus, probably one of the slimmest Ultra from Samsung. And there is a slight change in the weight of a phone. 218 grams on S25 Ultra compared to 214 grams on S26 Ultra. Hardly notice a difference in real life. The camera changes are also real on S26 Ultra. Yes, Samsung is changing the cameras of S26 Ultra. The main one is about to change next year while the other cameras remains the same. My internal source shared the default for the S26 Ultra, where S26 Ultra will be coming with 24 megapixel resolution option in the main camera, where the main camera, the ultra wide, and even the 5x telephoto sensor will support the 24 megapixel resolution. And even better, Samsung will add Snapdragon process to upscale the 10 megapixel shots to 24 megapixels. Now we know S26 Ultra will be featuring a 3x 10 megapixel sensor, and that 10 megapixel shots are upscaled to 12 megapixel already right now. Source suggests there are chances we may see 24 megapixel upscaling on S26 Ultra even on the 3x lens, which is another big thing because upscaling will surely affect the output. Now the options would be 12 megapixel, 24, 50, and even the 200 megapixel, whereas 24 megapixel will be default mode for next year. This is different what was originally thinking of 50 megapixel. Meanwhile, there is a massive controversy about the cameras of S26 base version, where Samsung is using the same cameras on S26 just like S25. Yes, it's true, and feeling sad for the people looking to update, and it's hard for Samsung to justify a same phone next year with a different chipset. The cameras need to update, and yet no change for next year. On this note, if you're still here, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time. Until then, peace out.